If you live in North Texas and love authentic food, our next guest needs absolutely no introduction. Since 1966, one family has been serving up the ultimate taste of Italy right here in the heart of East Dallas. From world-class homemade sausages to the best Italian subs in the state, they are a true social institution. I may be biased, but I don't think I am. Yes, so joining us today is fourth-generation store manager Tony Dicarlo. Tony, welcome to the show. Hello. I'm so excited that you're here.
No, I'm very excited. I'm like ridiculously nervous, but in the best possible way.
Oh my gosh.
The best possible way.
Don't be nervous at all. Okay, for you guys, if you have not gone to Jimmy's, let me tell you, it is like a true gem. It is a jewel. Like walking into Jimmy's is kind of like, it feels like you've been instantly teleported to a bodega in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
It's the
That's
feeling.
what it feels like. And you don't have to go to Italy to have this authentic Italian fare. You've got it all right here. Can you describe the magic of Jimmy's?
I think the magic is the smell. I think it's always the smell when you walk in. I think the sauce is cooking. I think my Aunt Mary cooking stuff in the back on the sweet kind of cookies and whatnot. I think that it's the welcoming smile for my Uncle Mike. I think it's the wisdom that, you know, my dad Paul does as well, and all his knowledge on Italian food. I think all that culmination, but mainly the smell.
It kind of feels like you're walking into like a family's kitchen, an Italian family's kitchen. Let me be very clear, very clear. And this has truly been a family affair, starting with your great-grandfather. He died in 1966, which is where the Jimmy's store actually opened in 1966. You're celebrating your 60th anniversary. Can you even believe
We're getting
that?
old, but like we're aging like fine wine,
You are
I would say.
You are indeed. Okay, so that began with your great-grandfather, then grandfather Jimmy. It started it all. Your dad, Paul, he's been kind of the patriarch, stepping up. We've got images from your family right here. But the store actually, at the beginning, it didn't start as strictly an Italian.
No.
Tell me more about that.
I would say that, you know, if you're in the 60s and 70s in old East Dallas, it looked a little different than it is today. I think that we focused on Asian, you know, Hispanic products. Being a Texan Italian, you kind of keep your recipes close to the vest. You know, we didn't advertise it too much. And I think kind of in the late 80s, early 90s, we kind of said, all right, we're Italian, and let's show it.
Let's just do it.
Let's show it.
Be proud Italians. And you have brought a huge spread.
We overdid it
I don't think you ever can. I don't think you ever can. Can we walk through a few of the different items that you brought here?
So here, I mean, we have big staple items like San Marzano tomatoes, Rega and La Valle Company, which is a big staple for our sauces. But we have San Carlo chips, which is basically the Lay's potato chips in Italy.
Oh, really?
So those are super duper popular. Some bitters, amazing wine over here. This will save you from many a tough nights. The effervescent, almost like a Alka-Seltzer for Italians.
Okay,
so,
he's talking about this?
Yes.
Is this what you're talking about
it
right
will
here?
save you when you eat too much pasta. That's a side note, though.
Okay, I'm going to let you think of that. That's something that we all could really use. We need to have this sucker in our homes, especially if we're going to be eating some of the sauces at Jimmy's. You brought some sauces here, but you also make your sauces in-house as well as your fresh sausages. Delicious stuff through your own family recipes.
Very true. I think we have about 8 different kinds of sausages right now, and then we do homemade sauces, Alfredo, vodka, and marinara. I think that was kind of a big emphasis when we kind of did the switch to Italian food, especially after our fire. In 04 and reopened 06, we went even deeper into the recipes. And I think my grandma's meatballs and her sauce really were the forefront of all the homemade goodies.
So that happened in 2004, correct? And then in 2006, you reopened. You reopened, and you're stronger and you're greater than ever. So, you know, this is a wonderful opportunity for people to also take credit too. I mean, you don't have a problem with people coming and getting your sauces and claiming it as their own, right?
No, never. Once it leaves the store, this is your homemade good stuff.
Our family recipe.
Any way we can help.
Our Italian grandmother whipped this sucker up too. But the other thing too that I want to mention is all of these different items that you bring. You talked briefly about your wines. What I love about shopping at Jimmy's, first of all, you have wine on tap. something you should know.
It helps you shop better.
It does help you shop better. And also, we have lots of different price points that we're talking about that are in here. This is not, you can really get a high quality bottle of wine without having to break the budget.
I agree with that, and I think something my dad focuses on too is we have wine from every single region in Italy, some more than others because some are very popular and we'll have a bigger array of those wines as well. But I think that we always try to charge the most fair price that we possibly can. I mentioned to my dad one time, like, why don't we charge more? And it's like, we don't have to. Why would we? And I'm like, and that's always something I think I'm gonna carry that as well. I think always charging a fair price.
His dad is awesome, guys. If you go to the store, you're gonna either see Tony or your dad in the
or my Uncle Mike as well.
Or your Uncle Mike is in there too.
Always around.
Yes, and also Black Diamond, who's been back there behind the counter for how many years now?
The legendary Jeff, aka Black Diamond, has been there at least almost 40 years now.
That's unbelievable.
And he's unstoppable.
That's right. And then if you're entertaining too, like you brought a spread right here. And this is a great thing that you can pick up and go. You have fresh pastas too.
We do have imported fresh pastas, and we have different imported dry cut pastas as well. And for the tray here, as long as you call a day in advance, we'll get this tray whipped up for you. We have coppa, we have fontina, porchetta, piave, hot salami, Parmesan Reggiano, some cherry drop peppers, Castelvetrano olives, and Kalamata ones too. So you can kind of customize whatever you want. It's up to you, and we'll get it good.
All right, so I'm really curious. So you've been around for 60 years. You survived a fire. You've had all kinds of experiences up and down with downtown Dallas changing in lots of different directions. What would you say has been the secret ingredient that has sustained Jimmy's for so many years?
Yeah, that's a big one. I would say, yeah, going through recessions, fires, pandemic, anything that you can list off in the past, 60 years has been crazy. I would say it's family. To sound as corny as it may be, it's the dedication that my uncle does, my dad does, my mom who's in the back who does it, my Aunt Mary who bakes. And I think it's the culmination of all the employees that have been here too, that just work tirelessly every day. I know when it's Saturday at lunchtime, it seems like we're not trying. We're working so hard. And it's the customers. It's the customers that choose us.
Because they become a part of your family.
100%. 100%. And we've had customers 10, 20, 30 year staples at the store, and new ones come in every day too. And yeah, it's the people who choose to shop here that make it special.
All right. So let's remind people where people can find you.
Yes, we're at East Dallas, 4901 Bryan Street. Bryan fits you. If you want to follow us on socials, we're kind of cool and hip now.
Whoa,
So
check it
Jimmy's
out.
Food Store on Facebook, and then Jimmy's_food_store on Instagram. So we have a few different prizes and giveaways coming out, so you can follow us there and kind of be updated.
Definitely, you can check them out online, but honestly, check out the store. If you haven't been there, it's a real treat. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you so much.